Hi, welcome to Miss Shepherd's lesson. What we're going to focus on today are one of the visual elements, and we know that visual elements consist of line, tone, colour, texture, pattern, shape, form and space. And what we're going to do, we're going to focus on space today. And this will definitely take you through an entire double lesson and more, so you can carry on working with this, or we can even extend it for next week. Now on the PowerPoint, you will notice that there is this sheet I've prepared for you, so you can actually download this for yourself if you choose to. Okay, so it's just basically saying what we're going to be doing today, and we're going to be looking at the space between the objects that we're going to place on the table or wherever you choose to be working, and we're going to ignore all the areas within the object. So positive space is the actual object itself. The negative space is the space surrounding it. So what you are going to endeavour upon today is finding a selection of objects. So there could be anything that you've got to hand. So there could be whatever is in your pencil case. You can get a white piece of paper to place your objects on, which would be handy because really you want to draw on an A4 piece of paper. So if you've got everything life size, that might make everything a bit easier for yourself. And you can choose any objects that you want. If you notice on here, the person has chosen lots and lots of scissors, which actually is quite nice to work with if you have lots and lots of scissors. People do tend to have a number of scissors, but not always. So you can be thinking about what objects you've got. You can be placing them down in any way that you choose, that you think might be interesting. So your scissors, if you have got lots and lots of scissors, okay, you can place them down open, you can place them across, you could place the other objects on top. So you just see what you have in your pencil case and see how you could arrange them. You might not want to use your rubber because you might need that while you're drawing. You're definitely going to need a pencil. So really, these are your pieces of equipment. Should have said that at the start. So you could just have a look, a mooch. You could even look in your kitchen drawers. You might find a knife, or not a sharp knife, or spoons, things that you think, oh, this could make the actual composition look really nice. It's all about the arrangement. Obviously, you don't want to make it too complicated, or else you're going to have a bit of a nightmare to draw it. So once you've placed that and you've got it set up how you want it, okay, I mean, it's easier said than done sometimes, you're going to want to actually make sure you've got your paper. And you need to make sure that this is in front of you as well. So paper, you may not have nice sketchbook paper like I have here, okay? You may only have, unfortunately, you may only have just copier paper like that's underneath here for a printer. You may only have lined paper. Use whatever you can. It can give interesting effects. If you're very fortunate, you may have paints. So here you can see what I've done here. I've actually painted it bright yellow. You can actually paint your backgrounds first and you could work on top. So if you're lucky to have those sort of things, that's great. You might have a bit of acrylic paint, you might have some stampers, you could put that in the background, so it could all add to the effect. You may not have those, but what everybody else has got or tend to have in their kitchen is tea. So you've got tea bags, you could leave that steeping in your tea, sorry about that. You could use coffee. It means that your paint though is going to smell, not paint, I need to get my words right, but that means that you can actually paint your paper with coffee, which means that will smell. So you could, if you wanted to, I've got already pre-painted papers here, but if you wanted to, and I'm going to do on the other side because I want to work on this side, you could sort of stain with the brush. You can't really see it, really with tea very easily, unless you make it really, really strong or apply it directly with the tea bag, but you can pre-stain it. So that is a possibility for you. If you find that you've got your arrangements in front of you and you think, oh, that's a bit too complicated, there's nothing to stop you from making a viewfinder, and that is literally folding your copy of paper in half, trimming it out like so, and then you can actually place it over the top of your area, how you choose. Now I'm looking through my phone and the camera, so it's all a bit tricky. Okay, but you can get any sort of thing that you would like, and you can place it any way around that you find interesting. Okay, so there's different options in there for you. I'm not going to use that today because from the angle I'm working at, I won't be able to see it very well. I would need it more in front of me. However, you could probably do that a lot better than me. If you find it too difficult to actually work like that, you can always cut your paper into long strips. So I can deconstruct this a little bit and literally cut strips like so and place them in the areas that I want. Okay. So this is just so far about setting yourself up. So what I would do now, if you haven't thought about stopping the video at the moment, I would stop your video and go and find some things, or rather what I'll do is actually end this here and I'll start another video for you to watch the next little bit.